Well, Libra. How you doing? How you f***ing doing? 3,000 views last week, which is honestly more support than I've gotten for Libra ever. So I am very grateful. But honestly, what the fuck is that? That video last week was off the fucking hook. It could unravel your life's shit. And it only got 3,000 views. And I know it's not your fault, but I gotta say, YouTube astrology watchers, you got bad fucking taste. That's it. I'm gonna be straight up blunt with y'all. Now, what's going on this week? Ain't as good. FYI, it's not as good. You've been set your mind on some situation, and this situation is shit. It's shit, and there's shit for you, and you keep trying to scope that shit into a little block, saying that it's not a block of shit, it's a block of gold, and that's the biggest bunch of shit you could ever pull. That's what I'm clear, straight up talking. Now, what is going to come of this situation? Well, stay tuned, motherfuckers, stay tuned. I'm a little bit upset. You know, there's just this sense of allowing somebody in your life that literally says shit or does shit and treats you crappy, and then all of a sudden they're like, I was just kidding. I was just kidding. Joking. Or LMAOFO. Oh my God. And it's like, how long are you going to tolerate that crap? That's what I want to know. It's like, answer the question. Answer it below. Like, how long will you really tolerate this crap? Because especially after last week and the aha and the beauty of the moment of last week, which could be for some of you this week. So, you know, if you're having a really great week, go watch last week's video, because that's kind of what explains this energy. But ultimately, Libra, there's just this sense of like somebody being around that, like, I don't know. It's like, oh, you can't be offended by me because, you know, I, say things and then I smile afterwards. Or, no, don't take offense because, I didn't really, it's like somebody's always decorating their insults. And that could be you. I don't know if it's your energy, but ultimately I can say this to you. You do still have beautiful shit coming to you. So maybe that's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for the beautiful shit to come in before, like, you let go of the nasty shit. Because you can't imagine yourself in a situation where you're not attached to someone or something. But then guess what? Ultimately, are you blocking your blessings? That's my question. And that's something that you're going to have to really think about. Because right now, my dog is growling at nothing. Hold on. That was weird. But ultimately you won't even experience it. There is definitely some chattering going on. Something happening within your social group or social network. And it may not be very easy for you. Okay. It may not be very easy for you to handle. And so your way of handling it may simply be to pretend that it's not existing. But ultimately, that doesn't take away the fact that you do know that it is existing. And ultimately, Libra, there's this way that you have about trying to take people who are treating you like shit or talking shit and make them your friends. Because isn't that what you do? You try to like cultivate friendships and positivity and balance, right? But does everybody deserve that? No. And you need to stop wasting your fucking energy on people who don't deserve it. And if they are cultivating any kind of chaos or bullshit, or they're not sincere with you, stop. Because you can feel when somebody's not sincere with you. You can feel it. You know it. 100%. But simultaneously, it's like, why is there this incessant need to try to make them into a friend, to try to make them into somebody that likes you or that cares about you? Because ultimately, they don't matter that much. So stop wasting your energy on the things that don't matter that much. Now, this whole week, Scorpio, Sagittarius, so hold on a second. This whole week, a lot of the Aquarius alignments, Aquarius planets are happening in your 5th house. So now that's shifted a little bit. It's broken up a little bit. So 4th to 5th house for you, but the primary Aquarian bulk is still definitely in bulk. Like most of the planets in Aquarius are still happening in your 5th house. 5th house is your purpose, your real, and it's almost like in some ways you're trying to like I don't know, make the friends that you think you should make, or have the people around you that you think you should like it's so important for you right now to express yourself and be who you are and follow your heart unconditionally. Like the only thing that you should be supporting right now unconditionally is your heart. And I'm not talking about love. I'm not talking about romance. I'm talking about your divine purpose on this planet. That's the only thing. But there's some distraction. There's this sense of like needing people. And there is a call to have people around you. But I think it's an interruption for you, to be honest with you. It's almost like it's a distraction, and maybe you've never felt this way before. Maybe as soon as you get a chance to be social, it's like, hey, yeah, like I would love to be around people. But you got to take a different perspective on what it means to be social, because there's so much more strategy that should be going into your networking and your social circle so that you do not muddy and cloud your life with a bunch of bullshit, which you will tend to let in. Okay, that's just what it is. And it's like, listen, if it's trash, call it trash. If it don't work for you, don't try to make it work for you. You do not have a universal obligation to make stuff work for you that just isn't. Now, why am I saying all of these things? Because there is somebody trying to blow smoke on your parade. There is somebody trying to put gloom in your in your doom. Now, here's you, I think, on the bottom, like holding out, trying to hold out, trying to hold against the darkness, trying to hold against, but I feel like this is darkness inside of yourself. This is like that darkness. It's almost like it's coming, and you're optimistic, and you're holding out, and that's good. That's 100% good. But look at the fucking dark cloud in the eye. Look at it for what it is, and look at it for what it's coming from, because somebody needs to own their shit right now. And if you do not make them confront it, they will never confront it. Look at this. You do have true friends here, or you're expecting your friends to actually have your back. This is a card of friendships having your back, of people guiding you through, but they're a very select few. They're not like the mass populace. And this could be pressure from a lot of attention. This could be like feeling the impending like stress of everybody seeming to want a piece of you right now, when in fact, only a few people should be really getting your time and attention or affection. And the truth is, that's the only people that you really care about. There could also be a sense of, I just want to be alone right now. This is very Virgo energy, very hermit energy, like taking some time out to decide what really matters to you and which direction you need to go in order to, I don't know, like feel success, like not about success, like monetary success, but feel like, I don't know, you've lived your life right. I think in some ways you are trying to stand out. You're trying to be one step ahead of the crowd. And trying to do that, you may be trying too hard. It's like, but if you just believe in you, then you're going to be fine. But if you're trying too hard and you're like, I know I'm going to blow you away here. There is such a thing as too many rhinestones. It is. It goes to a point where it's like, it's tacky. And that's where I feel like something in your social circle or your realm of thought has gone to the point where it's getting tacky. There's an excessiveness to it. And you may very well start to feel, I want to hold back. I don't want to give anymore. I don't want to keep this up. There's something that I want to like take back or reserve, or like just be by myself for a second, or like it's like two separate parts of you. It's like you're constantly fighting each other, right? Battling it out because you don't want to lose ground. But this is where faith comes in, Libra, because who says you're going to lose ground? You're not going to lose ground. Maybe you shouldn't be pushing this hard. I know, it's like, read the fucking cards, Michelle. I am reading the cards. I'm reading all this energy. And to be honest with you, this energy is really hard to distinguish up from down. Because this is like a topsy-turvy week where everything feels so fucking good, but at the same time, it's like, it's good if you're looking at it from the perspective of upside down, of letting things be inverted. And also something that made you feel really uncomfortable, the discomfort is where you're comfortable now. You don't want to do things the same old way. You could just be pushing, however, that idea or that concept on, I don't want to do things the same way. I don't want to do things the same way. I don't do things the same way. Look at me. This is how I stand out. It's not working that way. It's actually working against you. Anything where you're trying too hard is working against you. There is this sense of do the best with what you've got. Whatever you have right now, especially if it's upsetting you and you've been feeling like things haven't come in, and where is my abundance, and why am I always being overlooked? So do the best with what you have right now. But warning, the more that you have, the more critical people will be, the more exposed you will be to, getting mud on your face. And that's fine. I don't think that that's something you're not prepared for. What I do think is something you're not prepared for is calling people out on their shit, which is exactly where I started at this video. Is calling people out on their being fake. Because this is masquerade. This is being able to sense that somebody's words don't match their intentions. And this is straight up coming in your card. Now this person, I don't know what they're posing a sense of, but and this worries me too. This sense of like chitter chatter in your social circle, a buzz. And it's almost like a buzz you feel, because that's what I got with this card, was this sense of you feeling like you had to live up to something else. Like there's a bunch of masks that you've been putting on and your makeup's so fucking thin you forgot what you really look like. That kind of energy, that sense of, do you really have to pretend that hard? Has it gotten to the point where you just need so much, or to appear so perfect to match your own standards, that in some ways you can't just like let yourself be you? This sense of masquerading is really going to get to you. And this energy is almost demanding that you don't masquerade anymore, and that's what I feel like. There's that pushback of, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be my whole self. I'm going to be my full self. I've gone to the extreme of being something that I'm not, and I don't want to do that anymore. So that's really what's different from you, is this stripping down, this washing off, this clarification of your true persona, and the acceptance of the beauty that is you without the decorations, right? What is it that you really want? Now, there's a whole other reading within this reading here. A win-win forecast, a win-win outcome is forecast. Because what you do unexpectedly, those decisions you make to take that turn in a direction that up until now you haven't been interested in, which is probably a more sincere, pure version of yourself, not necessarily over the top, right? This sense of like that is actually going to, lead you directly into this. Now, this is soulmate energy. Hold on. Now, let me explain to you. I know I just cut off. I apologize. Let me explain to you why I'm saying this with such intensity right now. Because this card shows me that everything you think right now, where you give your thoughts, where you give your energy, is manifesting something. You are extraordinarily powerful right now, especially with all of those planets congregated in and around your 5th house. You are extraordinarily powerful, and the powers of manifestation are extremely high for you right now. Libras, that's why I'm saying, don't handle bullshit. Don't take trifling shit. Do not say it's okay, because the universe is listening to you, and you have the literal power of making magic. This is a breakthrough that's coming. Something almost by magic, something good news, happy, abundant, right? But here's the caveat. The universe believes you when you tell it what makes you happy. The universe believes you when you tell it what you want. If you've been telling it that you want an insincere situation and that you're happy with an insincere person in your life, or that you're The universe doesn't say, oh, but does Libra really mean it? They just say, okay, that's where they're putting their energy. That's where they're putting their focus. That's where they're constantly saying yes. So I'm going to give them more of that. And that's where the abundance is going to come in. But did you ask for what you really want in the abundance? It's so important to be sincere, especially right now, with how you feel and what it is that you really desire in your life. Because if what you don't have is not what you desire, but you keep accepting it, then you're about to get blessed with more of it. And that's not going to be a real blessing. The energies are so real right now. And this beautiful energy of what is meant for you, what was made for you, a connection to a true other spirit or force or energy that adores you. Let it come through. Don't settle for whatever feels good or whatever nice right now, because there is so much better out there for you. And it's asking to come into your life. Look at this. You get your energy in your reading. That should tell you how powerful you are. A win-win outcome is forecast. No, this isn't about balancing yourself with the outside world. This is about balancing yourself. It's about owning who you are. It's about receiving who you are, receiving love from yourself, and ultimately getting on your own side. That's what it's about. Let's get into your animal totem. If you like this reading so far, please like the video and then share it on your social media platforms. Also subscribe to the channel and ring that bell and make sure you hit all notifications, because I upload between 12 and 14 videos a week. And then you can watch your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. All three of those are really important to watch every week. But all 12 zodiac signs get represented with a non-time specific message, but they're fresh and new every week. So you can watch all of them that you choose. There's always an extended reading, which basically answers questions really blunt. And that includes, it's like a double reading in the extended. It's the tarot card reading that articulates and specifies all this information. And then it also includes your romance reading. So it's 2 readings in 1 over there. Join me on Instagram, because I'm there Monday through Friday doing lives, daily tarot card readings that we can interact, where we can interact live. Born_without_boundaries is where you can find me over on Instagram. And then last but not least, subscribe directly to Vimeo, because that platform is also something that I upload special, and not always for purchase either. Some like my weekly astrological forecasts are always uploaded to Vimeo, and they're always free. And they're great insights into the week ahead, day by day, broken down by the astrological forecast day by day. Also, that is where the extendeds are located, and you will get access to the extendeds about a day before they come out over here if you're subscribed over there. FYI, just an FYI. So, Libra, I love you, baby. I know, I've been feeling it too. It's almost like, in some ways, living between 2 worlds. You know, it's like, and you don't like feeling pulled. And I know, wow, you're really feeling pulled. Holy shit. You're feeling manipulated and pulled. And you're actually feeling sort of disconnected from spirit. But spirit is really yourself. So you are feeling manipulated and controlled. You're feeling like whatever dreams you're manifesting aren't really your dreams. And then spirit has your back, but no, you don't feel like spirit has your back at all. This is almost like you're in it alone, that you're not really connected to your higher power or your higher calling, that you're sort of in some way disconnected from it, or in some ways, you just don't fucking like have anybody that's going to support you. You don't have anybody that's going to... You don't have anybody that's going to have your back or come through for you. And it feels like the powers that be just always be dissing on you and overlooking you. And then you have Badger spirit in reverse. This is Aries energy. You don't feel good about yourself. And it's because every time you don't get supported by the powers that be or recognized by people in a position of power, or a position where they can actually give you credit, in some ways, whether you show it outside or on the externally or not, it chips away at who you are and what you feel about yourself. So ultimately, this is feeling like really disrespected, and it's feeling really overlooked. And essentially, it would be a confirmation that you are, in some ways, going to perpetuate being condescended to and overlooked. Let's get more of these cards out, though. Let's look at the past. Let's look where this is coming from. It's like almost like being stagnating, not being able to make up your mind whether you want to do it or not, kind of like just teetering on the edge and like hanging out there. And now it's like you're stuck doing a balancing act on this little edge where you never even wanted to be. It's like one step or another, but it's indecision that led you to this feeling of non-fulfillment. And then Turkey spirit, basically a feeling like you could never give them enough, or that no matter how much you give, it's just never enough. This feeling of feeling emptied and drained and feeling like you never get any help. And then we have now is a lucky time, also in reverse, meaning that everything that you have, you already have. You have an abundance, but in some ways you're not realizing the abundance that you have, because everything that you need, you already have. And I feel like in some ways this whole message is saying you keep looking outside of yourself for that something more, but that something more isn't outside of yourself. It's actually, and that's the problem. Man, I got it. You do want something more than yourself. You want a partner, and you don't have one, or at least you don't have one that you really feel like is doing everything that you need them to do. It's that lack of partnership, and it may not be in your romantic life. It may be in your career, whatever it is. There's just this sense of like, but I don't want to do it alone. That's not me. It's not me. It's not my way to go it alone. I need to do this in cooperation with somebody. There is somebody coming in for you. They're searching for you too, and that's what it's almost like you just kind of almost like given up. It's like you've given up. Or I can say this to you right now: they're an Aries or a Capricorn that has literally been tied up and manipulated, and maybe even mind fucking themselves. And that's probably why. So this is the thing. You always take it as personal, like it must be something that I'm doing. But it's not always. Sometimes it's on them. Sometimes it's on this other person who just won't get their shit together, or all this energy, believing the bullshit and like settling for less, this could all be their energy. You could 100% be dealing with, now that these cards come out, you could be dealing with somebody. And this is just that frustration for you, is like, why are you doing this? Why are you settling for less? Why is that more important to you than all the love that I could give you? A rebirth is assured. So this is a change. A change is coming, and it's a great awakening. Somebody's finally going to spread their wings and fly out of the fucking dark. And it could very well be you, because you're just sick of waiting. This is bad news. Bad news that's actually not bad news. It's liberating news. It's truth. But ultimately, it's not necessarily something that you want to hear. It's always hard news to hear. And there's both these energies coming out. It's almost like somebody doesn't want to say what they really need to say because they know it's going to break somebody's heart, or they're not going to like hearing it. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. I can't even stress that enough to you right now. Jade Mountain is about abundance that wants to break through. And you know what? I'm going to say this to you. I know that you feel mind fucked right now. I know that you feel completely fucking confused this week. This is supposed to be such a clarifying week. It's not clear at all. Libra, the answers are coming for you. The clearing is coming. It's okay. I'm telling you, I can already feel it's going to be better than okay. Better than okay. And when you come out on the other side, you will not be afraid to let this past go. You're not going to be afraid, because you're going to see. It's almost like, listen, if you still need to sleep with your teddy bear at night, you still need to sleep with your teddy bear. There's something that you're holding onto in your heart that ultimately you can't let go of until you know it's the right time. The right time is coming. Let me get into your angel messages because they clarify a lot. When is the right time coming? We're going to get that information over in tarot. Okay. Forgiveness. Let the past go. I mean, it's just like the angels sit here and listen to these readings the whole time and just clarify. Let the past go. Clear your heart and mind through forgiveness. Let it be done. Let it be over. You are not that person in the past, and nobody gets to treat you or keep you in that place. Also, same for them. Sacred knowledge. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Feel the peace within. Beyond your thoughts lies your eternal truth. The I am presence of eternal love. This is the real. This is the truth. This is the loving somebody for loving's sake and not needing reasons for it. Heart song. What is your heart saying? Stop and listen. Your truth lies within the empty spaces between your thoughts, your heartbeats. Your truth shines through from within your soul. Your truth is that which is eternal and unchanging. Your truth is love. And it is. It is. Archangel Uriel is here. A great spiritual transformation is currently occurring both in life and in our world. This is the union of heaven and earth, spirit and matter, heart and mind unite in harmonious balance. Creative potential. You are by nature infinitely creative. Life is a sea of creative potential just waiting to be expressed through you. You are free to express all your heart's desires. I need clarification. Let's go to tarot. I'll see you guys over there. Link is below.